Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
What is up, CDS fam? Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for the support. Sit down, buckle up. We're diving headfirst into what is continuing to be an absolute clown show that is the WNBA CBA negotiations. Now, to be fair, right, we could talk about this being progress. They did actually take Caitlin Clark's advice and sit down face to face. Of course, players rolled in late, like it's optional. The deadline's kind of, I don't know, might be written in crown a little bit. We know the players already have turned down salary offers that would literally quadruple their pay, and the season might still get delayed. Now, if you're a fan of, oh, I don't know, Caitlin Clark, or hey, man, I'll even go out, Angel Reese, the seven of you that are actually watch her play basketball, the three and a half that watch Paige, the well, I don't know, Asia, her boyfriend probably watches her, right? When he's not playing, which is I guess good that the WNBA is in the in the summer. Okay, anyway, let's go. Let's break down the mess. No sugarcoating. We're gonna dig in. So it's crunch time. We know that, right? Today's the 11th. March 10th was supposedly the hey, we need to have a deal done now or else. We're gonna mess up the schedule. We're gonna mess up the free agency period. We're gonna mess up the draft with the expansion clubs and on and on and on. So they finally said, hey, that Caitlin Clark girl's pretty smart. Let's meet face to face. Of course, they waited till, I don't know, the end of the day. I think something like 4 p.m. where they decided they're going to sit down face to face. Question for you. Anyone have an answer in the comments below? Why was Nafisa Collier not at this meeting? I'm just curious as to why Nafisa Collier would not be at this meeting. But yeah, I mean, why they didn't do the start this at, well, we could go back why they didn't do this months ago, but even yesterday, why they're not starting at 9 a.m., 8 a.m., 7 a.m. I mean, why do you not give yourself the entire day? You basically started at the what would be toward the end of a workday. It's absolutely wild that we've got players and union reps and all trickling in after 5 p.m. for this thing. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it drags on, and it drags on until it went to like 5 a.m. in the morning, 12 hours of talking. No deal. Players sneaking out a side door at 3 a.m. like their boyfriend just arrived at the club and they've got to bounce. Um, oh man, I don't know. It seems more like three-ring circus without a ringmaster than it does negotiation. Unprofessional, disrespectful to the fans that are giving you this opportunity for a league to finally grow, build some momentum. Anyway, it does get better. It really does. Or worse, I guess, depending on your perspective. So reports floated around for months, right? We've talked about it multiple times with regard to the salaries. Massive salary jumps. We're talking like league minimum of 66K going up to the 250K, which was in the last CBA the absolute max. We're talking about max contracts hitting seven figures plus, right? We're talking about 4 or 5 times what the previous salaries were. And the players saying that it's a slap in the face. The players like Natasha Cloud saying that the league hasn't moved yet. This is life changing money for most of the players in the league. And union leadership said no. Not only said no, took it as an insult, rejected it. Again, slap in the face. You got to move. And look, I'm all for players getting paid what they deserve. The problem is when it comes to the WNBA, these players are delusional about what they deserve. The WNBA blew up thanks to Caitlin Clark. Viewership records, huge media deal, expansion teams. And y'all are going to turn down quadruple pay increases. That is bold, bold, bold stuff. And look, we've got players who got overseas gigs. They shouldn't have to, right? That is part of the point. I think that's not even talked about, but that's got to be in this new CBA, the WNBA. Look, we're giving you all this money. You're not playing outside of the WNBA anymore unless it's something that's part of the WNBA. because I get right now it's still a little bit of a long off season. Maybe you want a little bit of something. Maybe there's a some type of developmental league. Maybe that's when rival can be turned into. I don't know, but then there's endorsements and side hustles, and that all that's cool, right? You got your players like Asia and Angel and Paige and Caitlin all making their money, but that is not the majority of the league, man. That is not these players like the type that Indiana picked up who are probably out working, low paying jobs with flexible hours so that they can stay in shape and stay fit and stay sharp in case they get a call because someone somewhere got hurt and they can jump on a plane and go play basketball. Yeah, we do want to be able to eliminate that. I am all for elevating the WNBA to being a truly professional league. But there's baby steps. You are not going to where everybody's making seven figures and getting guaranteed contracts and all that. Priorities, people, which makes me wonder, is it really about the money or is this something else? We've got social cause vibes, power moves, women, all that type of stuff. I don't know. I don't know. You decide. But fans are watching. We are paying attention and we're starting to side eye what is going on with this league. Now, players, Brianna, and look, man, I am giving kudos. I'm not a big fan, but I'm going to give props when they're deserved. And I give kudos to Brianna Stewart from what I've heard from her lately. And she was at this meeting. Nick is at this meeting. I'm going to even shout out Brianna Turner at this meeting. Alicia, I've heard it said, anyway, Alicia Clark, who I'm not a huge fan of some of the things she said recently, but they showed up. They showed up. They were at this meeting. Kathy Engelbert after the fact, I know people scream about her. I've said multiple times about her getting fired, but I don't really have anything negative to say about how she's handled this publicly with the negotiations. I mean, behind the scenes, I don't know what's going on. But publicly, she's basically stayed out of the way, been very quiet. And then this right here, this is professional. We're working towards a win-win deal, like we've been saying, a transformational deal for these players that balances all the things we've been trying to balance with continued investment by our owners, etc. So we're working hard towards that, and we still have work to do. We've got to get it done soon. Now, here's the thing. Look, man, that is clearly a woman who has been in the corporate world, right? Because she said nothing. And I mean that actually as a compliment. It was solid, it was measured. She was an adult, right? She's not throwing shade at the players. She's not, none of that. This is just a, hey, we're working on it. I'm really not going to give you any information or ammunition. And we've got WNBPA Executive Director Terry Carmichael Jackson, who I believe a lot of players are not all that happy with. Every meeting is a positive meeting. The fact that we schedule meetings, that we offer dates to schedule meetings, that we actually get together, get in the room, I think that's positive. It's taking as long as it's taking, but that's what it needs to be. Yeah, also not really saying anything, not quite as measured or professional in how she's saying it, but you know, I don't know that every meeting is positive, but cool. All right, that's all right. I mean, it's like me saying I'm going on a diet because I bought kale. I never actually ate the kale, but hey, I bought the kale. But we've got people who are saying, yeah, man, there's no urgency here, right? There's a whole lot of complacency. It seems like a whole lot of people are like, well, we've got the media shills on our side. So eventually the league is going to cave, and that's just sort of what we're waiting for. Players showing up late to meetings, not a good look. I don't know. I mean, it's just the WNBA is at a crossroads right now, man. Historic momentum again, thanks to Caitlin Clark. Packed arenas, ratings, you know the drill. But if they can't get this CBA done, they've got to get it locked in so there is no strike or lockout. The delays, the lockout vibes, the lost games, the fans turning out, they will find other places to go. Again, limited entertainment dollars to spend, limited time to spend on entertainment, lots of choices. Do you understand that, WNBA? People are not locked in to where the WNBA is must see viewership. They will find other things to do and watch and pay attention to and enjoy, and they won't come back. So, where do we go from here? Well, talks are continuing. I guess they're going to meet what the true date is that says this is the date and we're gonna have to move the season back. We don't know because the league has not come out and said, hey, this is delaying things. We're moving back. So, guarded optimism, blah blah, wolf wolf, clock's ticking and all that though. So what do you think about all this? Do you think a deal's gonna get done soon that saves the entire season? Are we gonna have a delay? Are we going to have replacement players? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you checking out the video. As always, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's around somewhere. Really do appreciate it. Shout out 19. I will talk to you all later.